Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how you can go about registering for the GMAT exam. Now as you can see, we are on the mba.com website, and this is where you will have to first create an account in order to be able to register for the GMAT. Now right here at the top you can see the button create account. If you click on this button, it is going to redirect you to a standard sign up page. Now, as you can see here, the essential areas or the required fields have been marked in red. So you need to enter your first name, last name, email address, and then of course you need to set a password. Of course, there are certain communication preferences which are optional. You can choose to select these fields, and once you've proved that you're not a robot, by entering the CAPTCHA, clicking on create account will create your mba.com profile. So I'm going to go ahead and sign up, and we will take this forward as soon as I'm done. All right, so I'm inside mba.com and we're on my account page. Now, as you can see at the top left corner, it says that my profile is 22% complete because so far I've only entered my name and entered a password. If I expand these fields on the left, you can see that my academic qualifications, work experience, etc. are all completely blank. Right now, if I want to add this information, I can directly click on the edit button next to these fields, or I could go and click on register for the GMAT exam. Invariably, it's going to take me back to the same page where it is going to ask me to fill in my personal details before selecting a GMAT date and going ahead with payment for the examination. So let me show that to you. I'm going to click on register for the GMAT, and well, here you have it. This page shows us the 7 steps involved in registering for the GMAT exam. Now it starts with the first step, which is entering your personal information. The second step is where we enter our profile details. We then verify our profile, schedule our exam by selecting an exam date, confirm our exam details, pay for the examination, and then finally proceed to completion of registration. So this is the entire process laid out before you. And we are now going to execute each step one by one so that you get a fair idea of what kind of information the platform will ask you to feed in order to register for the exam. All right, so now as you can see, we are on the very first page here where we have to add our personal information. The very first step here is highlighted in green. Now, as you can see, I've already entered my name, a test email address. Now, if I click on next, it is going to take me to the next page where it's going to ask me for some more personal information, right? I am still on the very first step, but this time it's asking me to enter things like my address, a telephone number, and then also a language of correspondence. Now, this is not marked with an asterisk. That means this is not essential information because I suppose the standard language for communication or correspondence is English. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and quickly fill this out, and then we're going to move forward with the next step. All right, so we're inside step 2 now, which is enter profile details. Now, as you can see here right at the top, it says step 1 of 4. So this means there are 4 sub-steps involved in this step. Right below that, we can see it says required information is marked with an asterisk or a star. Okay, so right here on this very first step, we can see that we are required to fill in our date of birth, our gender, and our country or region of citizenship. These 3 fields are marked with an asterisk, so we cannot omit this, we cannot skip this, right? But beneath that, we see native language, second language, third language. These fields are not marked with an asterisk, so we can leave this out. This is non-essential information in order to register for the GMAT examination. All right, but here there is a warning, which I think we should read out together. Be sure to choose the correct date of birth and citizenship. Once your GMAT profile has been created, changes can only be made by GMAT customer service. On testing day, if GMAT profile does not match your ID, you will not be allowed to take the GMAT exam and will not receive a refund. So this is a very important note or warning, right? We have to exercise caution while filling out these details, and we need to ensure that whatever we fill out here matches what's in our identification document, right, that we carry to the test center. If there's any kind of discrepancy, we will not be allowed to write the exam and we will not get a refund. Now, I'm going to go ahead and fill out the essential information on this particular page, and I'm going to see you in step 2 of 4. So this is step 2 of 4. Now on this page, clearly I am asked to fill in my academic qualifications, right? Details about my undergrad and the highest qualification that I have received, things like where I did it from, and when I finished it, etc. But as you can see, none of these fields are marked with an asterisk, so this is not essential information to register for the GMAT exam. So I'm just going to skip this and move to step 3 of 4. Okay, step 3 of 4 is about my work experience, right? Which sector and industry I've worked in, etc. However, again, none of this is marked with an asterisk. That means even my work experience information is not essential to register for the GMAT exam. So again, I'm going to skip this and proceed to step 4 of 4. Now here it asks me about my graduate management degree, right? Things like, which region I want to do it in, and also what my concentration is going to be, my specialization and so forth. But a quick glance through this tells me that again, none of these fields are essential or marked with an asterisk, and therefore I can skip this as well. Clicking on next, and now it brings me to step 3, which is verify my profile. So now I have one more opportunity to confirm the details that I have already entered here, right? I can see the same warning right here at the top. There's also a link here, if I have any doubts about the valid forms of identification or any other doubts about anything pertaining to the GMAT, this link takes me to this PDF document which contains GMAT exam policies and procedures, right? You will find the answers to every single kind of question you may have, right? So you can go through this at your leisure. For now, I'm going to go back to creating my GMAT profile. I can go through all of this, confirm. There is an edit button here in case I want to make any changes, and once I have done my confirmation, I can go ahead and save my profile. As soon as I clicked on the next button, I was redirected out of my GMAT profile page and back to my account. Now, as you can see in the top left corner of your screen, it says that my profile is 26% complete. Now this is after I have entered all the essential information that MBA.com requires of me. So this means I'm now ready to go ahead and register for the GMAT. If I click on this button, immediately it gives me two options, whether I want to take the test at the test center or online. So I'm going to go ahead and select test center and move to the next step. Immediately, I'm redirected to the terms and conditions page. Now, this is a very important page because it gives us the admission policies, reschedule policies, and cancellation policies, all vital information for a GMAT aspirant. So please go through this carefully, right? Make note of the important information. And once you have read and understood everything, click on agree. And this brings me back to the schedule your GMAT exam page. As you can see right at the top, I have completed the first 3 steps and I'm currently on the 4th step, which is schedule your exam. Now, whatever address you enter at the time of entering your personal information will get automatically populated here at the top, and the system will automatically recommend test centers near your location, right? Now, of course, you have the option of changing this and looking for a different location, assuming you're traveling around the time of your GMAT test date and will not be in your hometown, right? So that degree of flexibility is available. But for now, as you can see, this page says that you can select up to 3 test centers to compare availability. And I am presently in Noida, Delhi NCR. And so the 3 places naturally that I would select are, Noida, New Delhi, and of course, Gurugram, formerly known as Gurgaon. So these are the only 3 options I need. So I'm going to click on next now and compare availability of a test date at these 3 different centers. All right. So now it asks me a very important question. How would you prefer to search for available appointments? Right now, there are 2 options here. I could look for appointments on or around a particular date, right, if I have my GMAT test date in mind, or if I'm already ready for the exam, I could look for the next available appointment, right? Since most of us are right now at the stage where we are planning ahead, right, I'm going to select the first option here and I'm going to choose a certain target test date. Now, let's say I'm planning to write my exam somewhere around the 15th of July 2024, right? So I select that and I click on next. And this redirects me to the find an appointment page. Now these are the 3 centers that I've selected, one in Noida, one in New Delhi, and the third in Gurugram. And below this I can see a calendar view. In this, all the highlighted dates or squares are the ones where a test date is available. I mean, these dates are available for booking my examination. Now I can see in Noida, 15th is not available, but 16th is, right? In New Delhi, again, 16th is available, but not 15th. And what about Gurugram? Both 15th and 16th are available. All right, so now this begs the question. If I'm hell-bent on writing the exam on the 15th, then I will have to go ahead and book my slot at the Gurugram GMAT test center. But if I'm okay to taking it a day later and I don't wish to travel, 1.5 hours in traffic, then I can choose to write my exam on the 16th or even on the 19th right here in my hometown itself. Okay, so for now, I'm going to select 16th and proceed forward. Immediately, the system now asks me to select my appointment start time. Now, the first question it asks me is, how would you like times to be displayed? Do you want to look at it in the 12-hour format or the 24-hour format? I'm going to select the 24-hour format just so there is no mix-up. All right, and now I can see the available slots at the Noida Test Center. Right, so I have only one available slot at 8 a.m. on Tuesday. Right now, what if I'm not okay with this? Then again, I could go back and try to change my test center and see, what options I have at the New Delhi center, which is closer to my place than the Gurugram center. So let me select 16th here at New Delhi. Again, it shows me that there is only one slot available, but this slot is later in the morning, somewhere around 11:45 a.m. right? So if I don't want to write the exam too early in the morning, right, if 8 a.m. is too early for me, and also probably because the center is too far away from my residence and there would be significant travel time before my exam, then selecting the 11:45 a.m. slot at the New Delhi center would make a lot more sense. All right, so we can keep mixing and matching till we find the most convenient time slot on the most convenient date at the most convenient center. Okay, so for now I'm going to go back to Noida and I'm going to select the 8 a.m. slot and I'm going to click on book this appointment. Immediately I'm redirected to my GMAT exam page, and here I have a complete summary of my purchase, right? As you can see, I have 15 minutes to complete my order. I can review and confirm my contact information if in case I've made any mistakes, right? But if you're absolutely sure, you can move forward. Now this is my shopping cart. As you can see, I have purchased the GMAT Focus Edition. It is in English. The duration of the test is 150 minutes. My appointment is for the 16th of July at 8 a.m. at the Noida Test Center. It's going to cost me $275 to write this examination, but along with it I get the free GMAT practice questions and practice exams kit. That means I get 2 free full-length exams at $0, right, and some free practice questions. Right now, of course, I can choose to remove this and start all over again. But if I scroll down, I will see additional purchase options, right, such as the extended exams, practice exams 3 and 4, practice exam 5, right. I can just add that to my cart. I could even buy the 2023-24 GMAT official guide ebook and online question bank, right. I could even buy the GMAT Focus official practice questions bundle alone, right. So a lot of options here to choose and pick from. Once you've decided what all you want to purchase, if you scroll down, you get one last chance to confirm your contact information. You have the edit button here to make any last minute changes. This is the total due. My invoice here says as of now I'm being billed $324 which includes a tax of $49.5, right? So once I have confirmed all this information, I just need to click on complete my order and it is going to take me to the payment gateway. The last and final step, I'm brought to my billing page, right? I can see how much money I owe, right? If I have any voucher or promo code, I can enter it over here. Then down here, I have the payment type, right? I can select whether I'm using a Visa or a MasterCard, and as soon as I make my selection and click on next, it is going to take me to the payment gateway to process my order. So there you have it. These are the steps involved in registering for the GMAT exam. I hope you found this information useful and I wish you the best for your exam. Happy learning.